What are some of the main exclusions of a directors and officers liability insurance policy? Well, anything to do with dishonesty and fraud wouldn't be covered. If there's questionable payments that have been made to suppliers or to the directors themselves that haven't been approved, that wouldn't be covered. Copyright infringements, errors and omissions, which are typically covered by a professional indemnity insurance policy, any kind of illegal profits made, injury or sickness, which would be covered by potentially a personal accident insurance policy, or damage to property, which would then be included under a property insurance policy. So what are some of the typical claims on a D&O policy? Well, minority shareholders could sue majority shareholders for unfair practices. The competitor could sue you if one of their employees had come to you with trade secrets. Outside investors may sue if they felt that the information that they based their investment decision on was not, didn't have full disclosure. And trading recklessly. So if the directors of a company knowingly transact with parties, knowing that they probably won't be able to ever fulfill the payment obligations, these are the kind of things that people typically would look to sue directors for. If one retires as a director, can they be sued 3 years later by the current directors? Well, firstly, not all policies include the ability for directors to sue directors, so that needs to be specifically included in a policy. And secondly, a policy that's in place now may not cover something that happened 3 years ago. So you've got to make sure that your current policy has a clause in place which allows a bit of a run-off period in case any cases come to the fore in 2 or 3 years after the policy ceases. Is the limit of indemnity in a D&O policy for all directors or per director? It depends on what the policy is set up to be, but typically it would be in aggregate for a period. But by a special arrangement with your broker, you can include it on a per director or per incident basis. How much cover should one buy? Well, it really depends on a risk assessment of your business and what you believe could result in a claim. So each business would have to be looked at by the broker, answer a series of questions, and an appropriate limit of indemnity agreed. Is one covered if sued by a majority shareholder? Some policies do exclude the ability of shareholders with a shareholding above certain percentages, whether it be 15, 25, 50%, to sue the directors of a company. So it will depend on what's in your policy, and you may need to get specific exclusions or endorsements added to your policy if that's what you are looking for.